and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Thursday, June 12th. We begin with I-Team 8. A former city employee says she was harassed as recently as this year, despite Mayor Joe Hochstedt's claims that his administration has made changes to protect workers. This is the same woman that I told you about on yesterday's episode of the News 8 Daily 8 podcast. Now she's bringing her claims of a hostile work environment forward. I-Team 8's Kyla Russell reports.
Maggie Adams McBride is the fifth person to come forward. She began her role in the mayor's office in January 2024 as a project manager. She resigned from her post just last month with this letter saying the mayor and the people around him didn't address the harassment she experienced from one of the people closest to Hogsett.
I personally was having a trauma response every time I walked into the office.
Adams McBride says the harassment started early on.
There was a person that was a senior person appointed in the office in that amount of time that there was ongoing issues with.
While working for a senior member of the administration, she experienced what she calls horrifying psychological harassment, leading to suicidal thoughts and her psychiatrist recommending she enroll in an intensive outpatient program.
The behavior that this person had to me and to others was very similar to behavior that was happening by people even higher than her in the totem pole, and it was almost like a mimicking of behavior, and so it was just such a normalized thing, right? Like everyone was just like, that's just how it is.
She says she was one of multiple people to report the harassment, revealing a concerning pattern. Adams McBride says she later found out that HR recommended the senior official be asked to resign, but she was allowed to have continued access and oversight responsibilities. That's similar to News 8's reports last summer about the mayor's former chief of staff, Thomas Cook, who was allowed to keep working after accusations of sexual misconduct against him.
When listen to the story that came out last summer, it was the same exact thing, right? Like Thomas had been told there was an HR recommendation that he should have been fired and that he wasn't for 68 days. And this person, from what I understood, had a similar recommendation and stayed in their place for 62 days.
Adams McBride never heard from the mayor about her complaint. We were there when she walked into a restaurant to confront the mayor about her complaint and resignation. In a one-on-one interview with me on Tuesday, I asked the mayor about his working relationship with Adams McBride.
Unfortunate that she's left the office because I thought she was a wonderful employee.
Now, I spoke to Adams McBride for over an hour. To hear the full conversation, go ahead and grab your phone and scan that QR code on your screen. That will take you to the As Seen On section of WishTV.com, where I've posted the link. I'm Kyla Russell for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
The president of the City County Council now says he regrets how he handled the removal of one of Thomas Cook's accusers from Monday's council meeting. Council President Bob Ossoly ordered deputies to eject Lauren Roberts from the meeting after she spoke about her allegations. At the time, Ossoly said it was because Roberts was not using her public comment time to talk about the city budget, which was the topic on the agenda. Yesterday, Ossoly issued a statement saying, in part, "I should have called a recess, created space for calm, and shown a sensitivity in that emotionally charged moment. In that, I failed Ms. Roberts, my fellow councilors, and those who attended the meeting that evening." Another Democrat on the council is apologizing for that chaotic scene at Monday's meeting. A statement from Far East Side Councilor Raina Allen says in part, "As an elected official, I am committed to showing compassion during these crucial moments. It is essential that everyone feels heard and respected when sharing their truth." On to some world news. The U.S. and Iran are set for a sixth round of negotiations this Sunday. That's regarding Iran's growing nuclear arsenal. Iran's foreign minister announced the news of the talks, which come after the U.S. ordered non-essential staff to leave its Baghdad embassy as negotiations between the two nations stalled. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has named 8 new advisors to the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Panel. Some of those appointments include well-known critics of vaccines and the COVID-19 lockdowns. Kennedy announced the new members yesterday and says the panel will meet later this month. The appointments come after Kennedy purged all 17 members of the vaccine board earlier this week. Right now, it is still unclear if more appointments will be made. When it comes to the weather, Storm Track 8 says we are in for a mostly pleasant but slightly hazy day. Meteorologist Tara Hastings has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
We do have sunny skies, but some hazy conditions out there. 78 degrees already at this midday hour. Pretty light winds right now across much of the state. Some spots popping up at 77 in Greenfield, 79 in Shelbyville. We're at 75 for you in Richmond, also in Crawfordsville and Lebanon as well. We're going to continue to see these temperatures climb into the 80s later this afternoon. Do want to give you a heads up, though. We do have an air quality alert. You got this on our Storm Track 8 weather app early this morning for some ground level ozone. So we've got the heat, a little bit of humidity as well, and not really much of a wind to kind of stir things up. So if you have some respiratory issues, might be a little difficult for you to spend an extended amount of time outside today. We've got some hazy sunshine across much of the state, some thicker clouds off to the south and west of us, and those clouds will move in later on this afternoon and evening. Temperatures today will be climbing into the mid 80s. Dry today, but we've got some rain chances heading this way for Friday and this weekend. We'll share you that forecast coming up in a few minutes.
To get a peek at Tara Hastings' full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. We can't wrap up today's episode without mentioning the Indiana Pacers, who are now just 2 wins away from their first NBA championship. Benedict Mathurin scored 27 points off the bench to help lead the Pacers to a 116-107 win over Oklahoma City at Gainbridge last night. The Pacers lead the series 2-1. That win has fans all fired up for the NBA Finals. In addition to fans inside, the team held an outdoor watch party at Bicentennial Plaza. That is where our News 8 crews caught up with some of the fans who, let's just say, let out a lot of their excitement after the game. Take a listen.
Sirs, baby! Finals coming our way! Champions! Sirs! Sirs!
The Pacers will have another outdoor watch party for Game 4 tomorrow night. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Thursday, June 12th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.